Hi, my name is Amber Young, and I'm a clinical coordinator at Prentice Women's Hospital, and I am completing my Master's of Science in Nurse Executive Leadership at Benedictine University. As part of my education and professional growth, I have developed a proposal for the implementation of a Healthy Nurse, Safe Patient pilot program to be trialed on the postpartum unit of Prentice Women's Hospital. According to the American Nurses Association 2017, 68% of nurses felt they put the needs of their patients before themselves, and that is reflected on the postpartum unit of Prentice Women's Hospital. Nurses seldomly take uninterrupted breaks, and they find it difficult to find the time to get water or use the restroom, and they voice concerns of stress to their coworkers. This poor commitment to nursing self-care has the potential to impact workplace satisfaction, patient safety, and patient care errors. To expand on that, poor nurse self-care has effects on the individual, the organization, and the patient. One study found that 40% of nurses felt that their job had a poor impact on their health, specifically in relation to sleep, weight, anxiety and depression, and injury and illness. From an organizational perspective, poor nurse self-care can result in poor performance, nursing turnover, and absenteeism. Lastly, there is evidence that poor nurse self-care impacts patient satisfaction, safety, and quality of care. But what does the literature say? While conducting a literature review, two themes were identified. The first theme were barriers and benefits contributing to nursing self-care. Much of the literature was consistent regarding the barriers and benefits, and the barriers identified were heavy workloads, poor teamwork, and poor leadership support that contributed to poor nursing self-care. However, when self-care was present, there was decreased stress, increased teamwork, increased job satisfaction, and increased patient outcomes. The second theme that was identified was self-care strategies for nurses. Similarly to barriers and benefits, much of the literature was consistent in regards to the strategies that help promote self-care for nurses. Some of them include holistic relaxation techniques, developing a holistic care committee, mindfulness techniques and training, meditation, and health promotion surrounding nutrition and fitness. In conjunction with the research, Jean Watson's theory of human caring was used to develop the pilot program. The basis of this theory emphasized that to engage in authentic connections and caring, healing relationships with patients and others, one must engage in self-care. Jean Watson's theory of human caring is composed of 10 caritas, which can be adapted to help establish these connections and relationships and practices. A SWOT analysis was completed to ensure the pilot program would in fact be beneficial and showed that the strengths and opportunities supported its implementation and outweighed the weaknesses and threats. The Healthy Nurse, Safe Patient program will take place on the postpartum unit of Prentice Women's Hospital, which is an 110-bed unit with over 200 nurses on staff. Northwestern Prentice Women's Hospital is a magnet-designated teaching hospital that does over 10,000 deliveries per year. The objective of the pilot program is to foster a culture of wellness, caring, and mindfulness that allows for nurses to engage in self-care practices more frequently and consistently. The pilot program will be composed of 4 parts. The first part is a wellness committee. Staff nurses and at least one clinical coordinator will make up the wellness committee. The goal of the wellness committee will be to assess the self-care on the unit and make changes and promote and sustain self-care practices. The second part of the pilot program will be an education and overview of mindfulness tips. These tips should be quick and easy and be able to be seamlessly integrated into nurses' workflow while increasing their mindfulness in practice. The third part of the pilot program will be an overview and education regarding organizational wellness resources. This will encompass services and discounts offered by the organization to nurses in regards to fitness and nutrition as recommended by the research. The final component of the pilot program is the break system. The break system will occur like this. Nurses will come onto their shift and attend a safety huddle, which is already in place on the unit. During the safety huddle, nurses will sign up for a 30-minute time slot in which to take their break. When their 30-minute time slot comes, they will give their phone to another person. This can be a resource nurse, education coordinator, clinical coordinator, or another nurse on the unit. They will then call the clinical coordinator and let them know who they gave their phone to, and when they return from their break, they will call the clinical coordinator again to let them know that they have returned. This will enhance teamwork on the unit and promote a safe environment for our patients. Northwestern has a strong commitment to excellence for both its patients and nurses, and as such, I believe this project aligns closely with the values and mission of the organization. The stakeholders involved in this pilot program include, first and foremost, staff nurses, our unit education coordinator, and our clinical coordinators, and our unit managers. The implementation of this pilot program is very cost-effective. There are no costs, direct or indirect, associated with project planning or evaluation of the project. The only cost associated is with project implementation. There will be a monthly reoccurring direct cost for wellness committee members and an indirect cost for office supplies for the committee should they need ink, paper, or any other such supplies for wellness initiatives that they are implementing or enhancing on the unit. However, when you think about it, these costs are minimal compared to the costs that could be incurred as a result of patient care errors, nursing turnover, or decreased patient satisfaction as a result of poor nursing self-care. The expected outcomes associated with the program include increased workplace satisfaction, increased patient safety and satisfaction, and increased teamwork, and also decreased potential patient care errors. These will be measured by data collected from multiple different survey tools, including a post-implementation survey tool created by myself, our organizational employee engagement survey, which is administered once a year, our Press Ganey HCAP surveys, and our organizational incident reporting system in which nurses can report patient care errors. Recently, I had a proposal workshop for stakeholders to share the pilot program with them and get their feedback. Staff nurses, our education coordinator, our clinical coordinators, and our unit managers were in attendance. Each party expressed positive and constructive feedback, and overall, the pilot program was well accepted. However, staff nurses did identify a few barriers, such as what if they are too busy during their scheduled break time, not being able to take their break with a coworker, and also the timing of the break system. We were able to have a constructive conversation during the meeting, though, to identify solutions to overcome these barriers, and I will put those in place for the future of the project. As I mentioned, moving forward, I'm going to integrate the feedback of the stakeholders into the pilot program, and then I will identify a time to promote and educate staff on the coming changes. Finally, we'll move to the implementation phase of the project, which will occur over an 8-week period. Lastly, after all that is in place, I will reevaluate the changes and collect the data that I had previously mentioned to make any adjustments that need to be made, hopefully with the help of our Wellness Committee. The development of this proposal has not been easy. It's been challenging, time-consuming, and at times overwhelming, just like many of the jobs of a staff nurse. However, this project has reminded me that even when everything seems out of control, it is that much more important to take the time for yourself. By doing so, you are making yourself better, you're doing better for your family, your friends, and for your patients. As such, it is with all the loving kindness in the world that I ask you to stay well and do something for yourself today and every day. Thank you.